Hello and welcome to another Raggy's Bears Wines and Spirits review. And tonight I'm going to be reviewing Greenalls Wild Berry Gin. 37.5% volume. And let's see what it's like. So another one from this, the Gin Advent Calendar. And if you're a fan of gins, my teeth used to be great, but nowadays I do worry that I might crack a tooth doing that. If you're a fan of these different gins, then I think it's a great way. Any of these advent calendars. The gin one, I think, best value for money calendar I've seen. Price that £50 mark. It's a good sweet price to get people in. And in these days where, you know, if you're going to bring people to the market, gin calendars, vodka, rum, whiskey calendars, as long as the price is right, because some people get a bit greedy and they like to Jack Daniels and Baileys. They have their calendars, they're not bad priced, but they only had like 3 varieties, and that's crap. You need as many varieties as you can. You don't want to be replicating a variety twice. So pink in colour, as you'd expect. Well, it was pink in the bottle, so it would be pink. Obviously the massive wallop of alcohol, that's what's hitting me at the moment. Not overly getting any of the wild berry. No, all I'm getting is blooming alcohol. And I am now on day 13 of 24. So not long before I'll be back on to just doing beer reviews instead of gin beer. It's alright, but by the time I get to the beer review I'm already half sozzled. Because this is like, obviously it's like two measures of gin. And then you do a beer review like 5 minutes afterwards, or basically, you know, minutes after I've drank this, I'm on the beer. On the taste, obviously the alcohol really hits you. For me, like I've said before on a lot of these flavoured gin reviews, that the gin doesn't need to be as strong as it is. Yes, liqueurs are 20%, and most gins are 40%, you know, standard gins. But for me, 37, I mean, some of these go up to 43 on some of these. Most of these are, personally, I think they should be about 30% alcohol. That, to me, is the sweet zone. Again, a little bit too strong. If you're going to make it this strong, you've got to increase the strength of the flavour. The flavour's not matching the alcohol, in my opinion anyway, such as it is. So, on the tangent again, today, obviously Meghan and Harry have decided they're going to step back from being at the forefront of the royal family, and as somebody who has mental health issues, and obviously Harry does, he's seen what happened to his mum, and yes, she signed up for that life, yeah, we all know that. But the British media and the world's media are absolute arseholes, aren't they? And if you put yourself in their position, yes, I mean, obviously he's going to have to try and make their own money, but I suppose she's rich enough anyway as it is. But I honestly don't blame them. Yes, yeah, she knew the life she was getting into. But, you know, for the sake of yourself, you don't want to get to the stage where your wife is being, and her family are being bashed that much by the media and critiquing everything to the point where they're just evil doing it. You know, you're going to have to say to yourself, look, I'm not having this. You know, if my wife's ill from it and let's be fair, mental health issues can lead people to commit suicide. It can lead to heart attacks, strokes. It can just lead to a miserable existence. I know myself from my own issues how much it hurts, and yeah, I fully support them in what they do. I do. And obviously, you know, who pays for what? Well, they'll have to sort that out in the long run, I would have thought. But you know, yeah, they obviously didn't tell the rest of the royal family. Well, that's up to them, isn't it? You know, not for the public to even care about. But yeah, don't blame them. As for this fella, obviously the sheer mass of flavoured gin these days, it's getting better. Now I've had a bit more and I'm getting used to it. The flavour's coming through a bit more. I still think 30% is a better strength rather than the strength it is. But yeah, it's nice enough. It won't be a flavour that I'd want to try again personally. I've tried wild berry vodka, and to be fair, the wild berry vodka, that again was probably in the 20% area. And it's amazing how gin have took the mantle when vodka or rum could have done the same thing. As you know, with rum, Bacardi is a white rum. And you can do what you can do with gin, you can do with rum and vodka, and to a lesser extent, whiskies. You know, you can do certain things to whiskies, but certainly vodka and and rum, you can certainly flavour it to your heart's content, and it will come out in years to come. That's if the people, obviously the public, carry on buying these things, because once companies that bring varieties out and they start failing, that's when you'll see the market start to backtrack, and it'd be interesting. It'd be interesting to see where the fashions go this year. I mean, at one stage, my wife, she likes vodka mud shakes, which is basically like an alcoholic milkshake, and at one stage they were big. I mean, we used to buy the 4 or 5 bottles every week, and these were big bottles for about £3 a bottle. And then they disappeared. Someone tried to bring it back a few years ago, and now he's disappeared. And the closest thing to an alcoholic milkshake is Bailey's Latte and Bailey's Mocha. That's the closest thing that I've seen on the market. At an ABV which is sensible, because obviously maybe it's because it wasn't like a milkshake that the government probably, you know, forced it out. It does make you wonder with certain things whether they said no, we don't want that in this country, you know, and forced it out, stop the supermarkets from stocking it over here, because you can get it in Australia still, but it's a long way to ship it over from Australia. Yeah, even, you know, a lot of money's worth. So again, obviously got good strength, 37%. Not much of the wild berry on the nose. On the taste, yes, it's there, but still overshadowed by the actual alcohol strength. So out of 5, ooh, I'm going to give it a 3.1 out of 5. To me, it hasn't really worked, and I know that's being critical, but not all these gins are going to work. And even though Greenalls is a massive company, I don't think that gin's, I don't think the flavouring is anywhere near as strong as it should be. Quite a low score there, but you know, someone's got to get a low score. Right, thanks for watching, see you soon.